Hi everyone, welcome to How to Friday. Today we're going to talk about how to be more open-minded. We're going to start out with three scenarios. So I'm going to go through three scenarios. In each of the scenarios, you'll hear three different answers. So character number one, number two, number three will provide the answers. Listen to the scenario and the answers and figure out which character you best identify with. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Scenario number one. A friend asks you, do you want to try out a new restaurant? We could go out for Thai or Indian. Which character are you? Character number one says, oh, awesome. Let's go for some Indian food. Never had Indian, would love to try it. Character number two, I'm impartial. Whichever one you choose, I'm good. Character number three, no. No way, not doing it. Let's go to the diner we always go to, and I know exactly what I'm going to order from the same menu I always use. Scenario number two, a significant other asks you, hey, what do you want to watch tonight? Character number one answers, you know what? I heard about this brand new documentary at work today. Let's check that out. Character number two, one of our regular shows, of course. There's a new episode of fill in the blank of our regular show. Character number three, you know what we're watching. How about reruns of my favorite show? Watch the episode a million times, but I still love it. Let's watch that. Scenario number three, someone asks you, what do you want to do this weekend? Character number one answers, would love to try something new. How about we do something off of my 365 First Challenge list? Something that neither of us has ever done. Let's do that. Character number two, yeah, you know that local joint we've been to a couple of times? How about we go back there? We always have a good time when we go there. Character number three, yeah, I'm not going out. I'm going to be staying at home. You're more than welcome to join me at home if you want. I know exactly which show we can watch. Which character were you in the scenarios? Were you more like character number one, two, or three? Those scenarios and those characters were to highlight that there is a scale that's related to how open you are to new experiences. That's actually a personality trait. So openness is one of the 5 personality traits that's part of the Big 5 personality theory. The other 4, I'm going to botch the pronunciation, but the other 4 are conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. All 5 personality traits are tied to a scale. I will put in a link so you can to a free personality test so you can take it. But what I want to focus on today is obviously openness, which is how open-minded are you to new experiences. A person who scores high on the openness to new experience on a personality test is more likely to be interested in trying new things. They're more imaginative and they're more curious. So high level of openness can lead a person to have novel and unconventional viewpoints and way of living their lives. On the flip side, someone who scores low on openness to experience, they're a little bit more close-minded. Literal thinkers, they like the tried and true. What they know, what's familiar, what's predictable. They have their set of schedule, of routine, and that's kind of what they like to stick to. They're not the ones that are going to go out there and be all into trying new things. In the scenarios, it was very clear. Character number one, very high level of openness. He or she was always looking to try something new, no matter what you asked them for. Character number two was flexible, into trying new things, but more within something that was more known to them. Character number three, no, wasn't happening. Closed-minded, not into new things, very low end of the openness scale. Now that we've identified that there is a scale that goes from being very open to new experience to being more closed-minded and close to new experience, let's cover a couple other things. Just because you're on that far right of the scale does not mean you are actually doing new things, because odds are good you are not. Why? Because you're stuck in your comfort zones and you're scared to actually have new experiences. So that's a difficult place to be. I don't want you to stay there. However, we're not going to quite address that in this video. I will make other videos on how to step out of your comfort zones and how to face your fears. If those videos exist, there's a card that's coming up that's letting you know how to watch those videos. If those videos don't exist yet, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and that you'll be able to watch those videos as soon as I make them. If you are on the far left of the scale and you are closed-minded and you don't like to do new things, you're on the wrong end of the scale. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm not going to tell you, hey, it's good to live your life that way. It's not. You don't want to be closed-minded. It holds you back. You don't get to experience new things. Therefore, you don't get to grow. You don't get to have new opportunities. You're going to be stuck, which is probably why you're watching this video. You realize you're kind of closed-minded. You don't like to do new things. When people ask you to do something you've never done, you don't want to, but you're willing to change. And I've got good news for you. It is absolutely something that you can change about your personality. You can become more open-minded, which is why we're doing this video on How To Friday on how to be more open-minded. All right, so let's get down to how you go about doing that. The easiest way to become more open-minded, the less stressful, is to read more. Read books, nonfiction, fiction, about things that you have never experienced before, that you know nothing about. The reading will give you that exposure in the comfort of your home, your car, if you're doing audiobooks, wherever. It will expose you to things without you having to actually physically experience them. You will experience them in your mind, absorb what you read, ensure that, again, you're reading things that you would never read or that you're not used to reading. If you're a big sci-fi person, find out, try some nonfiction, maybe some Westerns, just things, different culture. There are plenty of books that will expose you to how people not like you experience life and live their lives. Start with that. Very low-key, very easy start. Another pretty easy way of becoming more open-minded is to ask more questions. You can do that with the people you already know, because I guarantee you probably don't ask people you know a whole lot of questions, because one, you make the assumptions that you know them. So you can start a topic and ask them questions. Now, this is not about you trying to tell them what you want to hear or how they should think, but you taking the time to listen to their opinions, to their thoughts, and absorbing them. If you disagree with what they have to say, all the better, because you're going to force yourself to understand, not agree with, but understand where they're coming from. And that will absolutely help you become more open-minded, to understand things from another person's perspective like you've never understood them before. Once you've read a few books, once you've had some deeper conversation, asking questions of people you know, it is now time to step a little bit further out. Culture, immersing yourself more in a different culture. Ideally, you get on a plane, you fly to a different country, and you get the full immersion. If you can't do that, you can still do it locally. You can still go have different foods from other cultures. You can listen to music from other cultures, and you can meet the people from different culture and start asking them questions and start learning about their cultures and who they are and how they do things. There are cultural festivals, I'm sure, either nearby or in the city that you live in. Go to those, walk around, smell the different foods from that culture, and again, experience the food, the people, the music, their arts. You do not need to leave the country to do that. You can do it locally, but you have to seek it out. So that's the third way, and a great way of becoming more open-minded is exposure to other cultures. The fourth one, and maybe I should have put that first, but one of the things that you have to also do is allow yourself to be vulnerable. To become more open-minded means that you have to let go of being so hung up on your own beliefs and be vulnerable to exposure to other things. Be vulnerable to someone not agreeing with what you have to say. Be vulnerable with being wrong. Be vulnerable with deciding that something is actually better than what you've always known things to be. So that's tough. It's not easy to do. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. This is a journey. So you take it one step at a time, constantly though, and we'll talk more about this when we're talking about stepping out of our comfort zone, but constantly getting a little bit beyond how comfortable that you are. And when you do that, then it pushes and it becomes something new. And then you do it again and it becomes something new. So open yourself up to being vulnerable as you're doing this variety of exploring. This is another one that maybe I should have started out with. That's kind of obvious, but you are going to start telling yourself that you are going to be more open-minded, particularly in saying yes instead of no. When somebody asks you to do something, and hopefully people still ask you to do things that you have not always said no and been so close-minded that no one ever asks you to do anything anymore. Let's assume people still ask you to do things. Instead of no, you are going to say yes. You're going to say yes because you're going to tell yourself, I am going to be more open-minded. I'm going to do whatever it is with whoever asks, and I'm going to be open-minded about it. I'm not going to bitch, complain, whine. I'm going to be open-minded. I'm going to be open-minded. What does it mean to be open-minded? It means experiencing things with a mindset that you don't judge it, that you don't decide ahead of time how you feel about it, what you think about. You are willing to experience it and let the experience feed you. It can be something that you've done before and you had a bad experience. It doesn't mean that the second time will be exactly like the first time. That is what being open-minded is about. Sometimes it is about doing new things. Sometimes it's about trying something again. So I will be more open-minded. Telling yourself that is also a way of becoming more open-minded. I really hope this video is helpful for you. Do some of those steps and let me know how they work out for you. Contact me at contact@365firstchallenge.com and let me know how this helped you or how the other how-to videos are helping you or what kind of videos you would like me to make. I promise you I will do a how to face your fears and how to step out of your comfort zones. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you receive those. If you haven't signed up for the challenge, get signed up for the challenge. When you sign up, it will help me contact you for when the app is released. So you get to be some of the first to try out the app if you already signed up for the challenge. Very exciting times ahead. Get out there, have a great week, and make sure that you're trying new things.